Okay, Senators, start heading back to your seat. I call this meeting to order at 7:30 p.m. We will now move into Section 2, swearing in. There is none. We will now move into Section 3, roll call.
If I call your name, please say present. Senator Luna,
Present.
Senator Fan,
Present.
Senator Otten,
Present.
Senator Beam,
Present.
Senator Tiwana,
Present.
Senator Souls,
Present.
Senator Peng,
Present.
Senator Argumedo,
Present.
Senator Mallard,
Present.
Senator Owens, Senator Brown,
Present.
Senator Casero Safar,
Present.
Senator Miller,
Present.
Senator Hansen,
Present.
Senator Sheikh, Senator Beatty,
Here.
Senator Arteaga,
Present.
Senator Boyd,
Present.
Senator Haynes,
Present.
Senator Mungaravani,
Present.
Senator Sadat, Senator Hatch,
Present.
Senator Lewis.
Present.
With 20 present, a simple majority is 10 and 2/3 majority is 13.
Thank you. We will now move into Section 4, messages from the suit by President. There is none. We will now move into Section 5, 3-minute floor speeches. In lieu of senators using public forum as a mechanism to address the Senate, a senator may seek recognition to give a speech on a subject of their choice, not exceeding 3 minutes in duration. 3-minute speeches are focused on specific topics. Senators may only hold the floor once during this period. Are there any senators that wish to speak during this time? Senator Miller?
Hello, everybody. I'm speaking today about a topic that's very close to me. For those who don't know, the TRIO programs are a diverse group of federally funded programs which serve low-income, first-generation, and disabled students. Recently, the Department of Education has been grossly late in dispersing the program's grant award notification. Each program has been allocated money by Congress, and the Department of Education is effectively intending to withhold the money that is rightfully theirs by withholding their grant award notification. This serves a present and incoming issue. This is not a problem that is far off in the future. In the coming weeks, without the grant award notification, these programs will be forced to go on furlough and will be unable to serve their students. These low-income, first-generation, and disabled students are our very own constituents, classmates, and even your fellow senators. I've found the university's silence on this issue to be startling. TRIO serves an estimated 2,300 students across all their programs in the pursuit and persistence of a post-secondary education. These students will be without vital services which address social and economic obstacles which impede low-income first-generation and disabled students from obtaining a post-secondary education. I'd like to take this time to remind the university that we are here. We serve students across campus and TRIO works. I would like to remind the university that standing with TRIO is standing with first-generation and low-income and disabled students. To this end, I am in the process of authoring a resolution to encourage the university to stand with TRIO. If you're interested in contributing to this resolution, you may contact me or reach out to me after Senate. Thank you.
Are there any questions for Senator Miller? Seeing none, thank you. Are there any other senators that wish to speak during the 3-minute speech period at this time? Senator Boyd.
Hello, my name is Senator Boyd. I'm the military and veteran senator, and I'm coming to you today as part of another organization called the Student and Veterans Organization. I'm the event coordinator, and I plan an event for all military students on campus. Normal students are welcome as well, to build a community and a connection with people in Wichita to show that a military or a veteran student that it's just more than just the military. There's more things in college, and it will be at the Shocker Sports Center under the RSC on the ground floor from 5:30 to 7:30. We'll have free bowling and free pizza. So it would be on if y'all came out.
Are there any questions for Senator Boyd? Senator Hatch?
Yeah, which day was that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch.
This Friday, September 19th.
Are there any further questions for Senator Boyd? Seeing none, thank you. Are there any more senators that wish to speak during the 3-minute speech period at this time? Seeing none, we will now move into Section 6, Public Forum. Public Forum provides a chance for individuals to have the privilege of speaking before the Senate, limited to 3 minutes only. This is a time for the Senate to listen to what the community has to say, and to that we offer our undivided respect and attention. I would like to remind everyone that although we allow the speakers the privilege to use this platform, the opinions of the speakers do not reflect the opinions of the association. First up, we'll have Director Austin from Housing, and I have given an exception to the 3-minute rule.
Good evening. My name is Katie Austin, and I have the privilege of serving as the Director of Housing and Residence Life, a position I've held for about 4 years now. A part of our process within housing is to take proposed rates forward to the Kansas Board of Regents each year, and prior to that, we bring these rates forward for public comment from 2 different student groups. We generally come here to SGA and speak with you all in the Senate, as well as going to the resident assistants at their in-service to get feedback and opinions on the proposed rates. I believe they've been handed out to you to explain a little further what these rates mean. This is a format that KBOR has us use, but essentially what we're proposing this year is to keep all room rates flat, and there will be a rate raise of possibly 5%. We're hoping it's 4%, but this shows 5 on here for meal plans for the upcoming year. So we're talking the 26-27 academic year. The meal plan increase is part of our contract with Chartwells. Again, we are showing you what it would look like for 5%. So those top lines talk about what the room rate and meal plan increase together would be. So where it says 1.95%, that's referring to, most students don't really break out their rates by the meal plan and the room rates separate. So that's combined. But we do intend to hold rates flat for the second year in a row. We did not raise rates last year as well for any of our room types. And the year prior, we did raise rates in our single room types by 2%. So I wanted to make this, student body aware of the proposals that would be going forward. This is a little earlier than we typically do this, but we're trying to be ahead of the game this year. So with that, I would open it up to questions.
Are there any questions for Director Austin? Senator Hatch?
If the rate increase is tied to the contract with Chartwells, how is it determined how much it goes up? Like, what is that process?
Yes, they utilize, and the contract is actually under review right now and hasn't been completed, but we are beholden to this new contract. They take the consumer price index, and so they'll take that for September, and it'll be available mid-October, so we'll know whether that's 4 or 5%. And the new contract states that it'll never be more than 6%, so there is kind of a top tier of how much that could go up at any given time. In our previous contract, that was held at 3%. We had a really good deal, and so it was expected that was going to go up under the new contract as prices for food and other things have gone up quite a bit in the last 5 years that we've had this other contract in place.
Are there any further questions for Director Austin? Senator Argumento?
So you mentioned a little bit earlier that there's a 6% increase cap, right?
Yes.
So that means they can just increase it 5%, 6% every year, and just keep going on and on Okay.
Correct. With our Chartwell's contract, they have the ability to do that. We do negotiate in good faith with them each year regarding that percentage and trying to make sure that that's no more than it needs to be, so that we aren't passing on extra costs to the residents that is not necessary. But we have seen that their services obviously depend on being able to keep up with wages and with food prices and that sort of thing. So in an attempt to, again, keep costs low, we have really worked to make sure that the room rate side that we do have control over stays as flat as possible.
Are there any further questions? Senator Austin?
How many years is that contract valid for, the new contract?
I am not over the Chartwell's contract, so I apologize. I do not know. I believe Kevin Conda, the Associate Vice President for Student Affairs, is over that contract. Typically, they're 3 to 5 years.
Are there any further questions for Director Austin? I had another question. So for the proposed plan for the board rates for fiscal year 2027, are these to anticipate costs only for fiscal year 2027, or do we anticipate for other years it'll be after that in 2028, 2029, it'll be something similar?
Sure, we do anticipate it'll be similar. We've done a lot as a department to ensure that we have ample reserves and that we have, that we're spending our money in a fiscally prudent way so that we can hopefully not raise rates except when needed. And anytime we do have to look at a rate raise, if we are talking, FY28 or in the future, we always look at our single room rates before we would ever touch those doubles and triples. We want to keep some economical options as low cost as possible at all times. So that's typically how we would examine those options. But I do anticipate that, again, we're in a fiscally healthy place as a department because we've made some good financial choices over the years that we can keep these rates low for students.
Are there any additional questions? Senator Mallard?
You mentioned reserves. Out of curiosity, do you know how much you have in reserves?
I don't off the top of my head. Thank you for asking. But we do put money away for capital improvements regularly. As you probably all know, most of our buildings are very new. Our oldest building, Shocker Hall, was built in 2014, so we're in a very fortunate place where we haven't had a lot of capital improvements yet, but those start coming as your buildings age. So there are recommended amounts that KBOR requires us to put away. Usually it's a certain amount of your overall costs so that you could be able to make big repairs if needed. When things break, they're very expensive. Air conditioning's going down, big units, cooling pumps, things like that. So it's important that we have a healthy amount in reserves so that that wouldn't impact students at any point or create an interruption to service.
Are there any final questions? Senator Austin?
On this plan, it mentions that the unlimited access meal plan includes dining dollars. Do you know what dining dollar package that comes with?
Yes, so that one at the top that it's referring to, so we don't actually figure the dining dollars into these because their percentage would never change. So the 5%, is only on the actual meal swipes. But the unlimited plans come with 75, 250, and 400 dining dollars, and they can choose from one of those. And every student in Shocker Hall and the suites is required to be on the unlimited meal plans, and then those flats residents have the option of the dining dollar only plans, which have stayed stagnant. Those have stayed the same, 500, 750, or $1,000.
Are there any more questions for Director Austin? Senator Boyd?
When it comes to people who stay in the suites, why are they forced to have the unlimited dining?
Yeah, good question. So they don't have full kitchens over there like the flats apartments do. They just have a kitchenette with a microwave and a sink. So there aren't good ways to make food in those spaces. Those are typically we've had over the years returners or first-year students over there. This year it's about 95% first-year students. So typically what we've said is that all first-year students need to be on one of the unlimited meal plans. We've edited that slightly to say that it's all suites or Shocker Hall residents. And again, it has a little bit to do with our sliding scale with Chartwell's and how many folks to have on an unlimited plan to keep our kind of minimums. But ultimately, we think it's a smart move because there aren't kitchens over there for those students to be making regular meals 3 times a day. And we do stick with these unlimited meal plans. We do find that it helps eliminate food insecurity for those students. They've always got options. They never run out of swipes. They never run out of the declining balance, some of the other options that Chartwell's offers. So it has worked out well for our first-year students in the past to always know that they've got that source of food.
Are there any more questions from senators? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Next from public forum, we'll go to Josh Mallory.
Good evening. I come to you as a student, obviously, and not as a senator. Wichita State is built on the promise of welcoming all those who come on a campus and ensuring the safety of our community. Last night, a vigil and protest were held in response to the presence of an individual who has spread harmful rhetoric across the world, a rhetoric that includes transphobic, homophobic, racist, fascist, and other hateful statements. I attended the vigil and spoke with faculty, staff, and students who expressed a deep concern that such voices of hate were given a space on our campus. And many shared that they no longer feel safe or welcome at Wichita State University. In addition, in my opinion, the university did not do its due diligence in preparing or informing the student body about this event. Students were not told that hundreds of outside individuals would be coming onto campus, taking up parking spaces, and inhibiting our ability to go to classes. We were not told that there'd be a massive police presence on campus. This lack of communication only heightened the sense of fear and uncertainty that many students and staff are feeling today. Yet, we must also recognize that we did not hold a vigil of this scale for others who have suffered from violence and loss. We did not hold a vigil of this size and scale and magnitude for the WSU student who tragically died in a helicopter crash last year. We did not hold a vigil for also the Democratic senators and their dog who were gunned down in their own home. This is not the first time we have seen this. In the past, Turning Point USA WSU has presented a transphobic and homophobic film on our campus promoting division and hostility towards an already vulnerable community of students here at Wichita State University. Last night's event has only deepened the pain of our LGBTQ plus students, as well as other underrepresented groups who deserve to feel supported and safe here. As student leaders, everyone must do better. Allowing groups and individuals to spread hate on our campus is shameful, and it undermines the values we claim to uphold. We have failed our students by not protecting them. And moving forward, I urge each of you to check in with your constituents to make sure that they feel that they're safe and supported, and to take seriously the responsibility we have as a student government to advocate for all members of our community, and not just students, but also our faculty and staff. Thank you.
Are there any questions for Josh Maurer? Seeing none, thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to speak in public forum at this time? Seeing none, we will now go into Section 7, Introductions to Report, and we'll move into 7.1, Report from the Executive Branch. Are either of the advisors giving the report for the Executive Branch? Okay. We'll go to Advisor Nolan.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, for the executive report, Student Body President wants to thank you all for attending SGA Week. It was great to see so much collaboration between all three branches and the student body population. President Wong attended the SAC retreat on September 5th, met with Zach Gearhart on September 15th, and is currently attending the K-Board meeting today and tomorrow. If you were unable to attend the State of the Student Body, President Wong shared that she will be working towards a few initiatives, including implementing a student legal services program, as well as establishing a new director position, Director of Transfer Student Experiences. As for Student Body Vice President, she is currently at K-Board. She has also been conducting Freshman Leadership Council interviews, preparing for the first meeting on September 25th. Applications are still open, so please encourage freshmen to apply. She will also be meeting with the Alumni Engagement Foundation and admissions to learn more about the transfer student experience. A big thank you to all the senators who helped out with SGA Week. As for student body treasurer, he is planning to have 6 to 7 groups present this Friday on September 20th. He is currently has 5 individuals and 5 organizations awaiting funding. Soccer Sync issues have been resolved and dates for student fees have been set for March 2nd through the 4th. As for Chief of Staff, she has been working closely with the cabinet members to assist with them while also finishing up filing Senate bills. For Director of Legislative Affairs, she has been conducting outreach, attending a Spectrum meeting, tabling at Involvement Fair, and SGA Week. She updated the legislation tracker and is confirming K-Board plans. Director of Media Relations is working on the 4th edition of the newsletter, presentations, photos, and social media recaps. Director of Community Engagement and Outreach is just finished SGA Week, is also planning an event with Kansas Senate Minority Leader alongside the Shocker Voter Coalition, and getting SGA involved in the Shocktoberfest parade on October 4th. Director of Health and Wellness is coordinating a meeting with Student Health Services about flu vaccines, the Wellness Clinic, and planning for October Social Safety Week. Director of Student Organizations is preparing for the Student Organization Summit and is working with Director Zong on a RSO Reach Out flyer. Director of International Student Affairs is beginning outreach with the Office of International Education and 23 international RSOs. Accompanying initiatives includes drafting a proposal with the Office of International Education to organize airport pickups for incoming international students, planning an international alumni panel with the international RSOs to highlight alumni success stories, and collaborating with the WSU Foundation and Alumni Engagement to explore a scholarship fund for international students. As for Director of Athletic Engagement, he has met with athletics on September 11th and is planning initiatives like meal swipes at games, student combos, and planning a fun tailgate event on November 4th. Senators, mark the date on your calendar. Director of Food Insecurity and Sustainability is coordinating the SGA Community Market scheduled for November 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and is working on marketing materials. Director of Professional Opportunities is planning an open presentation with a resume reviewer on October 16th at 1 p.m. in the RSC and conducting outreach for soft skill workshop. Undergraduate Student Advocate currently has 7 active cases. 3 of those cases are related to academic appeals, where 2 cases have already been processed and are awaiting official hearing dates. The other 5 cases are related to student support services, harassment cases, and academic integrity. Additional efforts from the Advocate's Office include ongoing meetings with faculty members in academic affairs and the CARE team to establish strong partnership and a baseline of communication for the rest of the session. Finally, they are working towards continued efforts with the Accessibility and Disability Pride Task Force, as well as communicating with Linda Sims to confirm the conclusion of interviews to select the new ADA campus coordinator.
Are there any questions that Advisor Nolan can try to answer at this time? Senator Mallard?
Sorry. You mentioned that they're currently in, at K-Board tomorrow as well. Do you just know when they get back?
I do not know.
Are there any further questions for Advisor Nolan? Seeing none, thank you. We will now move into 7.2, report from the Speaker of the Student Senate. So good evening, everyone. I hope your week has been going well so far. I have a few updates for you all, pretty short and simple this week. So the first thing I want to talk about was expectations and responsibilities in the realm of communication and professionalism with you all today. So for communication moving forward, I will now be mandating that all senators, when they communicate and email with faculty, staff, members of cabinet, and university leadership, that they get approval from their chairpersons beforehand. This includes email communication, reaching out to people in person as well, and stopping by meetings. This is to ensure that leadership is on the same page for different initiatives that we may have, and that we can be more proactive with scheduling meetings, especially when there's multiple senators that have the same questions for different faculty, staff, or cabinet members. Additionally, I'm asking senators, mandating that senators, when they send out emails, send the email draft to their chairperson so your chairpersons can help edit the draft, provide any feedback for your emails beforehand. Starting next week, I'm going to be more stringent about this policy, but since I haven't had a chance to meet with all of you in one-on-ones yet, this policy will become official, and we'll be enforcing this policy come Monday when we start next week. In addition to that, I want to clarify for you all some expectations I have for professionalism. So within this SJ space, I want everyone to feel comfortable in this space, but also recognize the boundaries that we have within our SJ space. When we're out and about as senators, at tabling events within our SJ office space, I want all of us to act in a professional manner where we're not complaining about SGA, where we're using professional language and that realm of things. I'm going to send out an email later with more detailed expectations and things I'm looking for from the professionalism side of things. But I want you all to treat each other with respect and also respect other people's times as well. And as we have our one-on-ones, we will talk about that further. The next thing that I have is for scheduling one-on-ones. I sent every senator an email asking if a certain time works for you for a one-on-one with me. So if you haven't responded to that email, please do so. If I don't hear a response by tomorrow at 5 p.m., I'll send you a message on GroupMe as well, just as a reminder of, hey, I haven't heard back from you yet. Does this time work for you? I know I have a couple emails that I'll respond to for scheduling one-on-ones, but if you haven't responded yet, please do so as soon as possible. That way we can get that on all of our calendars for the next few months. Finally, from the communication side of things, I'm still in the process of responding to several emails and GroupMe messages this week. I'm a little bit bogged down for this week, so I'm hoping by Friday at the very latest, I will get back to every single one of you that sent me an email. Currently, also Vice President Lynn and I are working with scheduling meetings with all the deans from each college, so you should be seeing communication from us within the next few days or next few weeks as we start to hear back from the deans in that process as well. For things happening later this week, for tomorrow is the last day to declare for elections. 5 o'clock p.m. is the deadline to declare on Shocker Sync. I made an error earlier today in thinking that it was today at 5 p.m., but it's actually tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. But if you know any students that are interested in running to be in Senate or declaring for Senate, I would highly encourage them to apply through Shocker Sync. Some areas where I'm looking for more students to apply for are business senators, applied studies senators, in addition to our underserved senators. So if you know students specifically in those constituency groups, I would highly encourage you to reach out to those students as well. Finally, for today's agenda, we have a couple things on our agenda for tonight. For our consent agenda, we have several of our past Senate meeting minutes. So if you look at those, all the meeting minutes that are being approved should be within the teams. And if you look over them, if you see any errors, please say so when we're approving the consent agenda, and we can make corrections from there. Additionally, the other item on the consent agenda is a bill moving Senator Argumento from the Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Committee over to Student Services, and that's to help fill the gap for our quorum numbers within Student Services, while also fulfilling a personal desire to join Student Services as well. Finally, for our new business on our agenda, we have one appointment to one appointment as a pro temp for our Academic Affairs Committee as well, and you will see that later tonight. But those are the main updates I have for you all today. Are there any questions that I may answer from any senators? Seeing no questions from senators, we will now move to 7.3, report from the Senate chairpersons. We will first go to Academic Affairs Chairperson Kusir Safar.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to give a quick update from the Advising Council meeting held last Wednesday. First, we reviewed student enrollment and course demand. Nursing is currently the most requested major, followed by LAS, aerospace, and media arts, which has grown a lot since 2023. About 72% of the students still prefer in-person courses, but online classes, especially in LAS, fills quickly, which is creating capacity challenges. Also, we discussed course scheduling and requirements. Right now, departments handle most of it, but there are gaps that sometimes allow students to stay in classes without meeting any course requirements. Next topic, we talked about the TRIO Student Support Services grant, which is getting, it's in a renewal process. Current students will continue receiving support. But if funding isn't renewed, advisors may need to step in with extra outreach. And also, finally, the Navigate, the academic planning tool, is being tested. Advisors mentioned issues with the transfer credits and the amount of time it takes to use the system. And these concerns are being addressed before the fall of 2026. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Chairperson Kusir so far? Seeing none, thank you. We will now go to the report from Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Chairperson Peng.
Good evening, everyone. Our agencies have been very busy, if you've not heard, so bear with me just for a second. ASC has their big little week events this week, with our first event being speed dating on Monday. It wasn't actually speed dating. I know the name kind of says speed dating, but it was more like speed friending. With Tuesday last night being chicken and pickle, it was really fun. Today was slime night, where Director Song, who is sitting in the back, and Director Gracia Alvarez made slime with other ASC members. Tomorrow night is Yobi, and Friday night is Field Day. Halo is having its Halo Week in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. Sorry if I butcher any of these names. I am still working on my Spanish, but Monday was Chicharrones and Agua Frescas. Tuesday was Pickleball and Piletas. Today was, I'm not going to even try to pronounce it because I'm scared I'm going to butcher it, but Your Best Profile with free professional headshots. And then they also have an event tomorrow and Friday. If you want to get to know more of those events, please let me know so I don't try to butcher my those names on a live stream and embarrass myself. BSU had canceled their general meeting this week, but they did partake in intramural flag football this week. Spectrum had their poetry night last week with a good turnout. Tomorrow is their game night / their fall elections. If you're interested in attending that, please let Speaker Fawn and I know so we can send you a calendar invite, but that concludes my report.
Are there any questions for Chairperson Peng? Seeing none, thank you. We will now go to the report from Government Oversight Chairperson Tawana.
Good evening, everyone. So this week I attended Shockers Vote first general meeting, and it went well. They had turnout from new members as well who weren't part of it, which is good considering it's their first year as an agency. They also have held their national voter registration drive on Tuesday morning. It went well from the turnout, and they're also holding 2 more events. One is on 24th September, the monthly conversation cafes. It's in Fairmount Coffee. I'm not sure about the time, but if you need more detail, I can look it up and tell you. And they're also tabling at the Shocker Fair on 26th September. Other than that, as a committee, we approved the Senate Bill 68108 amendments to the Freshman Leadership Council. Along with that, we're also working on clarifying the freshman term in the SJ bylaws. And along with that, we're also working on finalizing legislation for including the midterm election terms into the bylaws. So we'll probably passing that into the Senate in the upcoming meetings as well, if anyone has questions.
Are there any questions for Chairperson Tawana? Seeing none, thank you. We will now go to the report from Student Services Chairperson Hanson.
Hi everyone. Since our last meeting, I've had the opportunity to attend the Accessibility and Disability Pride Task Force meeting, which took place last Monday. During the meeting, we had member introductions and outlined the mission and initiatives for the session. Additionally, OSAT would like me to inform you that as of August 18th, Parking Services took over providing mobility rides for students with disabilities due to increased demand. Student Affairs has covered the cost of more accessible golf carts, with one specifically for people who utilize wheelchair. That includes a ramp and tie downs. Students who need this accommodation must register with OSAT to qualify and obtain a signed mobility ride waiver. These services will be offered Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. That is all I have.
Are there any questions for Chairperson Hanson? Senator Mallard.
I'm not sure if you know the numbers, but do you know how many people have been taking those rides?
I'm not sure. All I was told is that a lot more people are needing them and wanting them.
Are there any further questions for Chairperson Hanson? Seeing none, thank you. We will now move into 7.4, report from the central office. Is there a report for today's? There's no report from the central office today, but are there any questions for Advisor Nolan or Advisor Madison? Okay, seeing none, we will now move into Section 8, the consent agenda. So for today's consent agenda, there are a couple items, so approval of the April 30th Senate meeting minutes, approval of the May 7th, June 30th, and July 30th meeting minutes as well, in addition to SB-688-111, appointing Senator Argumento to the Student Services Committee. Are there any objections to the consent agenda? Seeing none, the consent agenda is adopted as such. We will now move into Section 9, pending business. There is none. We will now move into Section 10, new business.
Act on request to approve SB-68-110, appointing Senator Luna to serve as the pro temp of the Academic Affairs Committee.
Is the author here and ready to speak?
Yes.
You have the floor.
Hello again. So for this bill, I have nominated Senator Luna, the role of the pro temp for the academic affairs. Academics have always been central to his own journey and growth as a student. As a first-generation student, he has faced many of the same challenges that others experience navigating college. And that perspective drives his passion to make sure every student feels supported and has access to the resources they need to succeed. Through his time in student government, he has seen the impact that student voices can have in shaping policies and decisions. In this new role, he has hopes to continue that work by advocating for initiatives that improve the student experience both inside and outside of the classroom. I will now stand for any questions.
Are there any questions for Chairperson Kusir Safar? Seeing none, thank you. We will now move into the debate period for this item. Are there any senators that wish to speak in debate at this time? Senator Pang.
Hi, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I've got to know Senator Luna through Finance Commission, and as he's quiet in Senate, I promise he's not that quiet in Finance Commission. With all the giggles and laughs we have in Finance Commission during this past few weeks with the appropriations process, I would like to motion to approve using unanimous consent.
Are there any objections to this motion? Seeing none, this motion is adopted as such. We will now move into Section 11, adjournment. The Student Government Association Student Senate will stand in adjournment until Wednesday, September 24th at 7:30 p.m. This meeting is adjourned at 8:09 p.m.